Hi, I'm Mo Qazalbash, and this is my graduate journey. I was born and raised in South London, Croydon, and I guess my early kind of interest around like media and journalism was perhaps when I started working on my primary school newspaper, which at the time was a very important publication. So really loved getting involved in it, being really creative. So those were kind of the first signals of I was interested into the industry. I used to work on weekends in my uncle's newsagent, so I was probably his worst employee that he ever had. Just to turn up late, I'd really got out as doing as much work as possible. So I'd spend like my Saturdays and Sundays in the newsagents, just kind of reading newspapers and looking at various different magazines, and it was quite nice because you're constantly consuming all this great storytelling, and it really kind of ignited my fascination around, well, who is telling that story? What's behind that story? How is all this like creativeness expressed in one place? And it was really nice to kind of look at different newspapers and see how they were reporting on things very differently. I didn't realize that's what I was doing at the time. So yeah, that was kind of like an initial touch point for me for sure. MTV was so big when we were growing up. Like when we were going to secondary school, we would come home and turn on MTV Base and consume a lot of these kind of reality TV shows. And I'm a little bit ashamed, but not too ashamed. I was very much inspired by The Hills, which kind of showed, I guess, PR in this like fast light and showcase different areas in the music industry and in events that you could potentially work in. So that kind of just opened this door of interest for PR and really understanding what publicity is and the function. So it just led me down this path of a lot of research and really understanding how these stories kind of got out there. So I remember kind of looking at different universities and thinking about what my next steps were going to be. And I remember doing a lot of research and coming across LCC and the type of courses they had to offer. I remember going in to the open day and just feeling instantly really kind of captivated by the people there, by the staff, by the students. There was this really like incredible energy about the place. I remember when I was explaining to my parents I wanted to do a degree in PR or public relations, they were like, what? If you look at the industry, even now, like diversity is still really, really poor. So I had to really prove to a lot of people that this was worth it, this was right. I think we're coming up now. Here we are. I remember this place so well. I used to always like walk through that main entrance and forget my past. It's not very good. But it's really nice to kind of come back, and I have been coming back. You know, occasionally I'll do the odd kind of guest lecture here or there, or be part of various different other kind of projects, and it's just really nice to be part of that community, be part of the community that is going to be responsible for the next wave of talent and kind of PR superstars of the future. And the most important thing I believe I took from LCC was actually the confidence. And I think after the confidence is genuinely the network. Like I speak to a handful of people still from our course, and we kind of use each other as a bit of a soundboard, and I may call up someone and be like, oh, like this is happening, like I'd love your opinion on it and stuff. So, and that is how the industry works, and it's just really nice to kind of have that set up and kind of been afforded to you through being at LCC, which is great. So I guess when I left LCC, it was time for me to kind of go out and get a proper job. Agency life is really great in PR. You're working on a variety of clients that have different needs, that are moving at different speeds, getting a cuttings book done for a client so the client can see the coverage, or you're at a press junket or a press conference. One of the first things I worked on kind of coming out of uni, and one of the first campaigns I was like leading on the PR for, was the Elvis Presley If I Could Dream Philharmonic Orchestral album. It was basically a record that reimagined the work of Elvis Presley with obviously the orchestra, and it was a great kind of campaign. It has a lot of significance for me because it was the first thing that I'd ever properly led on with a client at the time. I was flown out to LA. First time I'd ever traveled by myself, first time I'd ever gone to the States. Arriving there, kind of being like, oh my God, like I can't believe I'm here. And we did this interview with Priscilla and Tim at the penthouse at the Astoria, which is on Rodeo Drive in Beverly Hills. From the outset, it looks like kind of a very rosy and kind of fun industry to be in. But for me personally, like my journey in my career till date hasn't necessarily always been easy. It's been 10 years of relentless grafting, relentless pressure to overperform and deliver new and exciting ways and reinventing your approach to different briefs. I've been really lucky to be supported from various people in the business that have really helped nurture me, and now I am the Vice President of LiveNation in the UK for PR. So it's something that I'm immensely proud of. I'm really proud of the team and all the various kind of accomplishments that we've done together. So obviously there's, we talk about pinch me moments and things that you're lucky enough to kind of witness and whatnot. And now and again, I do kind of get out the phone and the camera and try and make a mental record of what these moments were. So there's some really great stuff here. So this is the opening of night one for Beyonce's kind of Renaissance tour in Stockholm. A real surreal moment to be there and be amongst one of the first kind of set of fans that got to see this magnificent and historical kind of tour and show. I try not keep too many kind of things, otherwise your home ends up turning into a bit of a kind of museum, as it were. But tour lanyards are something that I've always kind of kept on shows and tours that we've worked on, and there's some really kind of great memories here. Everything from the Beyonce Renaissance tour to kind of Harry Styles, Coldplay, Lady Gaga, Madonna. One that doesn't really stand out is the first time I ever did the PR for Download Festival for its 20th anniversary. So that's quite impressive, and impressive enough so that for some reason I've even still got the key to the office on site. So I'm really sorry to whoever's trying to get back into that. It's with me. But yeah, these are just really nice ways of looking back at things that we've worked on. PR is an art form. I don't think PR is something that is easily taught. I think there are things that really help you kind of give you the right tools to kind of be a successful PR or publicist or comms professional. But it really needs to kind of start with that creative eye and that understanding. Thanks a lot, guys, for coming with me on my graduate journey. This is only the beginning, so I can't wait to see what happens next.